Hey everyone, this is Parker. Some of you guys may recognize me as someone who documented growing over 6 different locations of home service businesses all over the country, mainly prioritizing the US, but in industries like residential cleaning, commercial cleaning, Christmas light installation, gutter cleaning, window washing, etc., etc. Over the last 4 months, I have been basically solely focused on creating a solution to my biggest roadblock, which was always I would scale these businesses up to 30K, 40K, maybe even 50K a month. And then I would run into a major pitfall when it came time for me to replace myself or delegate work off to other people. I was outsourcing to a bunch of different VA agencies, and basically just paying a premium to be given a VA or an admin who really didn't know anything about my business, and it required so much of my time to train them that it made no sense for me to pay the premium. And then when I tried to source my own VAs, really struggled to be able to find people that met the qualifications that I was looking for, and again then still had to do all the training myself. So I realized I just needed to hunker down and create a solution. I created that exact solution for myself, and now I actually want to offer it to anyone else who may be interested. That solution is called the Home Service Callers. I'm going to show you guys exactly what I've done and see if it's something you might be interested in as well. So my business partner and I created infrastructure to solve the biggest problems we ran into and found other people running into inside of this virtual staffing or admin marketplace that exists right now. Everyone wants to go and outsource overseas because the help is, quite frankly, much cheaper, and you can get a lot more quality for your spend than you would with most people that are being sourced from in the States. But the issues you run into there are either a massive time zone change that means we now have to have a VA who's willing to work overnight in the middle of the night, and the problems that runs into, an issue with English or either really strong accents on people that we're sourcing from these overseas areas, and then of course them having a baseline of information and knowledge about the industry before starting so that we don't have to start all the way from zero. And that is exactly why we built the Home Service Callers Agency. We built a very high level vetting pipeline to go and find the highest quality South American VAs available, VAs from places like Colombia, Venezuela, etc., where they are English and Spanish speaking with very minimal accents, and if any accent, a Hispanic leaning accent. Most of them are bilingual, which proved to be even more helpful in terms of communicating with potential cleaners or clients who are likely to speak Spanish, if any language other than English, and being on the same time zones as us, operating in CST, PST, EST, maybe only an hour or two change away from where my companies are located, as opposed to being on the other side of the world and now attempting to work with someone where it is the middle of the night for them, while still being able to maintain a very low cost of living in their areas and thus a very competitive salary. Now, on top of that, we created infrastructure for very immersive training through our VA 101 and our hiring funnel, where clients have to, or applicants have to, actually go through and pass a set of exams to even be considered. Then from there, they're interviewed for the quality of their English and basic intelligence, IQ, problem solving skills before being put through VA 201, where they're given much higher level training. And at the end of that week-long sprint, they are then passed or failed. If they pass 201, they're put into our rigorous 2-week-long training program that is all done hands-on on Zoom calls with intense role plays in sales, in marketing, in hiring, customer service, and they are taught all of the industry leading tools, how to use VoIPs, phone numbers like Open Phone, Ring Central, the G Suite for Google Drive, Gmail, and other Google tools. They're also familiarized with CRM tools like Booking Koala, and they are familiarized with the nature of the home service industry, not just selling, but also going out, finding contractors, vetting experience, quality, and so much more. These VAs are actually able to be trained and ready to be placed in a business from day one. Now, obviously, they'll need some level of training, and I've already placed 2 VAs into my businesses after them going through this exact dashboard here, and they need a little bit of oversight and, continuing to give them the nuance of your company, make sure that, they have all the information they need about your service providers, service types, the rules, ins and outs of your business specifically. But not only that, we created a dashboard and onboarding process for business owners to share all of that critical information with us in a way that is easy for the VAs to digest, so we can also help them get all this information and have the smoothest transition into running as possible. And then once they are placed, they get full-time ongoing support from our back-end staff, which includes myself, my business partner, our chief of operations, and then the managerial VAs in place. And they also get weekly group calls where we continue to just strengthen their foundations in sales, hirings, all of those things. The VAs that I have placed have taken over up to 95% of my businesses, and these businesses are running at $30,000, $40,000 MRR, where the VAs are actually managing a lot of tasks. They're doing all my follow-ups, taking all my sales calls. They're hiring new service providers as needed, and a lot more in the day-to-day, all working 50 hours a week, if not more, and with good bonus structures and incentives to continue to remain at the same company and build value inside the businesses. We've been told by many VAs that have come through the program, these are the best jobs available on the market. We've already got a wait list of 50 VAs who are looking to get enrolled into the program, and we're actually just looking for any business owner who wants to save themselves the headache and pull themselves out of the business, giving themselves this opportunity. They get access to, all of this dashboard, the Notion, all the trainings that are being done here, along with, like I said, getting a extremely high level training program through direct one-on-one coaching with 3 sessions every day for weeks in the lead up to everything before they go live. I mean, these are the best quality VAs that we can find anywhere, already trained and ready to be stuck into your business. So if this is something you're interested in, feel free to reach out to me. Feel free to send me a message and let us know if you'd like to at least see what VAs are available. Meet one, have a conversation with them, and start to get yourself out of a business, not just working with a VA agency who's just going to throw you a random person and have you do all the training, all the oversight, and everything by yourself. We created this business because we needed it for ourselves. The first 4 VAs that were trained were all placed into myself and my business partners' companies to take over operations right away. And we realized that the way that these VAs were both sourced and trained was something that made them extremely special, that made their talent very, very, very valuable, and allowed us to turn over the reins to our companies within a matter of weeks instead of months, and buy us back so much time that the cost of their salary was forgotten about essentially immediately. So, like I mentioned, if you are interested in getting more information or having a conversation about it, please just reach out, and we'd love to see if we have a VA ready to step into a business just like yours.